you beautiful people and lovers of food. Today I'm going to be baking vanilla cupcakes. My name is Vivian and I am your Easy Chef. Vanilla cupcakes are a great staple to know how to make. You can make them anytime, any place, you don't need an occasion. But they're also great for birthday parties, for kitchen teas, and how I like to make them, I like to make them nice and simple so that you can really give a pop with the decorations. Let's get baking. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our eggs and we're going to put them into our mixing bowl. I've used an electric beater for this, it is a lot easier than doing this by hand. And I've added my Castor Sugar. We can leave this to go for as long as we need. It should be about 5 minutes. What we need to do next is we need to melt our butter and our milk together. This can be done in a little pan or it can also be done in the microwave. Once it is melted, we're going to add our vanilla essence and we're also going to add about 3 teaspoons of oil. This milk mixture we'll just set to the side because we'll use it later. So you'll see our eggs and our sugar have become a nice light color and pretty much tripled in volume, and that's what we're looking for us to move on. Now we're going to put in our flour and our milk ingredients. So what I like to do is add my flour a little bit at a time just so that it doesn't cause an entire cloud of flour to come and dirty my kitchen. And once all my flour has been added, and this can take a little bit of time, but try not be too lengthy at this. Once it has combined, I add a little bit of baking powder as well, a pinch of salt, and then we can add our wet ingredients. I like to do this also a little bit at a time so it doesn't get too messy, and I always like to take my spatula and just make sure I'm scraping down the sides of my bowl so that there aren't any lumps or dry spots. So this is sort of the consistency we're looking for. It is not too stiff, it's a little bit loose. I like to use a piping bag just so that I can get it into my muffin trays a little bit easier and a little bit cleaner. And you know what, if you don't have a piping bag or you don't want to use it, you can also spoon it, that is fine. Both ways will make you delicious cupcakes. You want to use whatever cupcake cups you are going to have for your occasion. Mine were nice and colorful. And then you want to fill these to about halfway with your batter. You'll see it is a little bit wet, that's fine. It is still going to make that nice light crumb. And then we put it in our oven. These go in your oven at 180 degrees for 15 minutes until golden brown. You can also test them with a toothpick to see if they're ready. This is what you want them to look like when they come out of the oven, this nice and gold brown color, and they've risen so beautifully. And then we're just going to set these aside to cool. So our cupcakes are out of the oven and they're on their cooling rack. What we're going to do now is we're going to make some icing for these cupcakes. I want to do a whole big bunch of colors, so I'm making a little bit of a bigger batch. You can half this if you'd like. It's up to you. For our icing sugar, we're going to take our softened butter, which if it's not softened will take you a little bit longer to make. Some vanilla essence, which it's fine, it'll incorporate nicely when we start adding our icing sugar. And I like to add my icing sugar a little bit at a time because again, if I put too much in using this mixer, it makes a huge cloud of icing sugar smoke. And I just do it table by tablespoon until it is all fully incorporated. And I do like to just scrape down the sides because sometimes there are lumps or dry spots. And then I add a tablespoon of milk just to round off my icing sugar and make sure it is nice and pliable. So our icing is ready. I'm going to now put it into separate bowls, put a little bit of food coloring and just mix it with a spoon. I like to use the white margarine just because if you use butter, you will have a little bit of a yellow color to it. If you are really set on your colors as well, what you can do is you can find some clear vanilla essence as well. It does exist. The ones from the store are brown normally. And you see, even with this icing, you can see a little bit of a tinge of brown. But that's fine. I'm going to put my coloring in and it should be a lot better than if my base was that light yellow color. You don't need a lot of food coloring with these gel food coloring bottles. You just need 1 or 2 drops of the gel and it actually makes quite an effective color. So don't do too much. I've gone with a few colors because again, I want to make a little bit of a bouquet. And you'll see, especially these yellows, they pop so nicely. And it also helps because we've had this white base. I also like to keep a little bit of white to the side just for a little bit of detailing work later, but I didn't show that in this clip. For my cupcakes, what I've done is I've made my icing, I've colored it all different colors, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a nice rainbow icing. This is where I'm going to, in one piping bag, have a red, a purple, a yellow, maybe some white as well, and then swirl it all so it has this nice rainbow mix inside of my icing on my cupcake. What I've also done is I have piped a whole bunch of flowers to make a little bouquet of cupcakes, which if you'd like to see how I've piped these flowers, I'll release in another video. So please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell so you get notified when these decorative videos come out. I've done my spin on a dahlia, I've done a little bit of a cactus vibe flower, I've also done a rose, some hydrangeas, and a sunflower. And I hope you look forward to seeing these videos come out soon. But for now, let's decorate our cupcakes with our rainbow. I have got this beautiful big drop flower nozzle, which is fantastic for making the most basic decorations on your cupcake. For our rainbow icing, what you do is you have a nice big piping bag and you just spread your icing up the sides of this bag. It is possibly the easiest way I've ever done this. It's okay if they touch, it's okay they're gonna mix. You just try and keep them in their separate quarters of the piping bag so that when you put your piping bag together and you put some pressure in it, you'll see they all still stay a little bit separate, but you actually want them to mix. And boy, is it satisfying to do this. I can advise that you start on the outside and work your way in. I find that makes the best. And when you want to stop piping, release pressure from your hand and then remove the piping bag. These now make perfect rainbow cupcakes. Perfect with my rainbow liners, perfect with my little bit of decorations, and perfect with some glitter. So here it is, a rainbow cupcake. It is going to be just perfect for any party, any occasion, and heck, even if you don't ice them, I know my husband just loves to smash a good vanilla cupcake in his pie hole. So what I've also done for you guys, if you don't want to do a rainbow and you want to maybe be a little bit fancier, I've gone ahead and I've decided to make a bouquet of cupcakes. Different ways to pipe and decorate and just make your cupcakes look a little bit more classy. So if you'd like to see that, maybe leave a comment, maybe there's something you'd like me to do, or just like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell, that way you'll know when these videos get released. And until then, stay delicious, you beautiful people. Bye. I'm gonna smash this in my pie hole.